Greetings once again, mages. Duuz-Diz-Din back again with more Fairy Tale The 100 Years Quest. Previously, Natsu and the gang have been given access to Sabertooth's massive and extensive library in order to research the remaining dragon gods. But Sorano has some information for Urza as well as Jalal that would be pertinent to what they're up to. Jalal had previously tasked Sorano to look into the White Wizard, who we assumed had been dealt with, but in truth, the White Wizard is still out there, the one which the cult of Rebellious revolves around, and apparently has ties with the Alchemist Guild Gold Owl on the continent of Giltina. And, much to Urza's shock, the White Wizard is named Athena, the same name as the weapon Elfinsera said had the power to take down the dragon god. As it turns out, Athena is a weapon as well as a person, a doll made with alchemy with the ability to use magic herself, who is currently under the employ of the Master of Gold Owl, who was previously seeking out the Dogger cores as it would complete Athena, whatever that means, as he seeks to gain control of the 5 dragon gods. It was obvious that Gold Owl would be an important part of everything, but this is next level. So it's not just Ignia's machinations that our heroes will have to stop, but it will ultimately be the White Wizard and the Guild Gold Owl as well, for who knows what they would do with such power at their command. How will our heroes deal with this? Join me as I find out, won't you? Alright, Fairy Tale 100 Years Quest, Chapter 126, The City of Filan, and a fairly provocative image of Lucy eating some grapes. Oh my. The youthful charms of a fresh maiden. Damn, kinda sounds a little, especially naughty when you phrase it like that. Right, we pick up with narration and a map. The sea north of Ishigal. Blast Sea. And we see a ship on the waves. Seeking information on Athena. We once again head I guess that's Lucy. I keep thinking in terms of One Piece. Seeking information on Athena, we once again head for Giltina, the Alchemist Guild, Gold Owl. And of course, Lucy's in short shorts and a bikini top. Damn, that is a look. Athena is a living doll who is a part of that guild, and a weapon with enough power to defeat the 5 dragon gods. Like, individually or all at once? Not to mention, most of them are kind of dealt with. It looks like the members of Sabertooth tagged along. I didn't think this was gonna happen. Lucy says, so, why are you guys here again? Yukino says, we've never been to Giltina, so we wanted to go there at least once. Minerva says, so we boarded the ship. Damn. That's frank. Also shocked to see Sting and Rogue tagging along. As Sting says, and it's been so long since we saw Natsu. Rogue says, we thought we'd lend you a hand. Frosh is fanning Rogue, saying Fro thinks so too. While Lecter says, well, once Sting decides on something, he sees it through. Meanwhile, Natsu and Wendy are also kind of in bad shape. As Natsu says, I'm never riding a ship again. And Wendy can't even speak as she's on the verge of puking. Gray, already shirtless, says, for crying out loud, it's not a vacation. Well, Urza says, well, you can never have too many allies. Ah, Jalal is going too, as he says, exactly. The White Wizard is said to stand on par with Zara. Happy says, even Jalal is coming. Carla adds, you just want to stay by Urza's side, don't you? Jalal says, that's not the reason. Minerva then chimes in saying, so, just to summarize, the White Wizard Athena is a doll made as a weapon, and it was Elfinsera's disciple who made her. Yukino questions what became of this disciple. Yeah, I guess they don't really have to keep secrets so much since the scope of the mission has kind of expanded, you know? This ain't really so much about the reward, it's more about, like, stopping whatever Ignia's up to. Urza explains that all happened 100 years ago. We heard she died long ago. Look, we haven't even seen so much of an image of them. More than likely, whoever this person was is still alive or is going to be resurrected or something. Lucy then ponders. Even Elfinsera didn't know that Athena was the weapon. He knew she existed, but he never saw her for himself. I wonder if Athena maybe has the mind of Elfinsera's apprentice. That would be interesting. Maybe it was a ploy or a bid for power. Jalal then chimes in saying Athena was born as a weapon and eventually founded the white magic cult rebellious. Gray says it's crazy to think a doll could stand over people. Jalal says, but suddenly she fled and is now a member of an alchemy guild. Doll's been active for the past 100 years. That's kinda odd. Yeah, something's not quite right about that story. Minerva says, clearly we don't know the full story. Yukino adds, moreover, I assume this Gold Owl Guild is famous on the northern continent. Lucy says, yeah, going by Diablos' reaction, it looks like they're a real big deal. Minerva says, and yet they never even knew Athena existed. Gray comments, she was probably hidden until just recently, or she only just joined. There's a lot of mysteries here, but I'm very fascinated to have them answered. Frosh adds, Fro thinks so too. Jalal then states, whatever the case, Serrano received her intel from the city of Filan, so let us go there. Erza gets excited saying, shall I write a letter to Celine just in case? Lucy, remembering the letter that Erza was going to try to send to Sabretooth that sounded like she was going to pick a fight, says, I'll write the letter. Meanwhile, Natsu's had it with this trip saying, whatever, just stop the boat already. Wendy is still on the verge of puking. Right? And Lucy narrates once again, showing the path our heroes have traveled, saying Giltina, southeast the city of Filan. Okay, we then pick up in Filan, I guess, which seems very industrial. Lots major factories in the center. Lots of pollution in the air. Even if it's just smoke, damn. We have Lucy reading a map saying, it says here that this city has veins of ore. Oh, it's a mining town. And that it produces a lot of precious minerals used for alchemy. Okay. They use alchemy in various different capacities too, huh? Sting questions, alchemy, huh? Rogue also questions, does this town have a deep connection with the guild? Yeah, that might be a problem. Natsu sees a vendor saying, hey, check it out. They're selling tons of cool stones. Wendy adds, so pretty. Happy sees the gems saying, can Jalal eat gems too? Carla tells him iron and gems are two completely different things. I mean, hell, I wouldn't be surprised if there was a gem dragon slayer. Hell, maybe God Serena has that power as well. Minerva then says, alright, let's go find information concerning our lodging. Yukino says, there seems to be a lovely cafe in this city, Minerva. Gray's a little exasperated and questions, in the mood for some sightseeing, are ya? And Frosh adds, Fro thinks so too. I mean, hey, it's not every day you get to visit another continent, especially with ships made specifically for sailing. With such a long trip, Okay, so we of course get a montage. Sting and Rogue doing some window shopping. Yukino and Minerva enjoying that cafe they talked about. Gray is obviously a little pissed, saying, why'd these Saber guys even come along? Wendy says, well, isn't it fine every now and then? Although Carla's mad at Gray, saying, also, your clothes. But Gray actually fawns over Frost, saying, but anyway, Frost is just the cutest thing. It's like, dude, that's neither here nor there, buddy. Carla gets mad again, saying, disgusting, fix your face. But Wendy fawns over Carla, saying, you're cute too, Carla. As Carla says, this isn't a competition. But someone in the crowd notices Gray. It's Gold Owl's Sai, saying, that fairy tale guy. Well, you better not be spotted, Sai. Gray'll kick your ass. Sai thinks to himself, I found him. Would have never thought it'd be in a place like this. He then says out loud, I used love bond on him with a more gloomy girl with blue hair. But then he sees Gray next to Wendy, and I guess assumes saying, but he's with a different friggin' girl, with that look on his face too, and he's naked. I guess he doesn't realize that Gray's making that face towards Frosh and not Wendy. Sai gets pissed, saying, so he just goes through girls like he's changing his underwear? That bastard. Sai, why are you like this, buddy? We then have Erza walking with Jalal, saying, I never thought you'd come with us. Jalal says, well, I was the one who told Saber about the White Wizard. I'm actually kind of glad we're continuing on with that. I'm glad it didn't just end with the whole Toka situation. Erza then asks, say, have you thought about joining Fairy Tail? Jalal is shocked, but then says that, well, I've considered it, but I've still committed crime. Erza says, and you were pardoned, weren't you? Jalal looks away, saying, that's a different matter. Urza doesn't flinch on this, though, saying, how long do you plan to keep punishing yourself? Jalal doesn't answer, but Urza pushes even more, saying, could you try looking a little more? Jalal nervously says, I've already looked everywhere, but Urza says, no, you can't even see who's right next to you. Yeah, not so much about joining Fairy Tale. Take the hint, Jalal. But before Jalal can say anything, someone comes from behind them saying, hey, you two over there, are you two on a date? How about a commemorative photo of the city? They both get nervous with Urza saying, date? Jalal says, no, we're not, this is probably a trap. The man pushes them saying, yeah, just stand right there. Go on, closer. That's it. You're looking a little stiff, as they slide in nice and close to each other. As the man prepares his camera, he says, okay, here we go. Say cheese. The two of them give the most awkward of smiles. And of course, just like I thought, the man immediately has a sinister expression. Urza and Jalal disappear and find themselves in some weirdly cramped space, with Urza saying, what? Jalal says, Urza questions, what happened? Jalal also questions, are we trapped in something? Well, the man from before grins menacingly. I wonder what clued him in that they were his enemies. He's probably a part of Gold Owl, but was it just the report from Sai and Serena? Lucy, not being genre savvy, is walking down some alley. Girl, come on! Lucy, you of all people should know better. But she's in a huff saying, geez, how did Natsu get lost anyway? Happy, being rightfully nervous, says, maybe we're the ones who got lost. Lucy says, well, whatever. For now, let's gather information. Happy says, yeah, Natsu's bad at this sort of thing. But suddenly, an old woman in a hood, holding a lantern, asks them, what information do you seek, pray tell? Naturally, this startles Lucy a bit, especially with that ghoulish appearance. Friggin' looks like a walking corpse. Lucy recoils a little bit, and Happy shrinks back as well, saying, let's go, Lucy. She looks really weird. The old lady says, I am the informant of this city. What is it you wish to know? Lucy asks, do you know of an alchemy guild called Gold Owl? The old woman steps closer, saying, of course, they're the greatest alchemy guild on the continent, after all. Lucy then asks, is there anyone named Athena there? The old woman gives a sinister smile. And suddenly smoke starts appearing around her, as she says, oh my, what an interesting guest we have here. We then pick up with Natsu calling out, Lucy, Happy, I can't believe they got lost. Natsu then uses his nose and says, the city smells so one of a kind, I can't pick up Lucy's scent. And then continues to walk off, saying, well, whatever. But two shadowy figures appear behind him. Naturally, he hears them coming just as they leap towards him. Natsu readies himself and unleashes a fiery strike, knocking the two back. Oh, but it seems three more jump down at him from above, but he unleashes a flaming kick, bashing them all away. Another two try to rush him, but he easily jumps over them, slamming their heads together, knocking all of them out. Nothing but ease. But as Natsu examines them, he questions, who are these guys? But a bigger, beefier man with several other guys, all with these rock symbols on them, appear, holding what look like pickaxes or hammers with size, or size with hammer. The big beefer man says, name's Uwashita from the coal miners guild Gagarok. You're with Fairy Tale, ain't ya? Natsu gives him a look going, huh? I have to assume that Gold Owl probably let him know, everyone in town, hey, we've got a little bit of an operation, but if you see anybody from this guild called Fairy Tale, be on the lookout. Because Sai was in the city looking around for people and spotted Gray. So they probably just drew up the symbol, said, hey, you find anybody with this symbol on them, stop them, hold them back, do whatever you have to. Kill them, beat them, stall them, anything. Because I don't think any of these guys will be a challenge. It's more or less just to show where Fairy Tale stands with the citizens of this continent. Because let's be real, in terms of a lot of locations, we don't really interact with the citizenry too much. It's usually there's a leader or the citizens are just kind of reacting to what's going on, stuff like that. But this is the first time we've had like a major confrontation with citizenry and to be pursued by a coal miners guild. And it's definitely because they mine a lot of stuff that Gold Owl uses for whatever wares or something that goes on. Either that or this is some kind of misunderstanding. And I know Gray will probably be fine because he's beaten back Sai before. Lucy, it's always hard to tell because she gets beaten so often. And Natsu will probably be fine. I'm just wondering if Sabretooth will have to step in at any point, or if somebody will go after them having seen them with Fairy Tail. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. With a new adventure officially started, the mission to stop Gold Owl, are you interested to see what happens next, or do you feel that it's lackluster so far? I want to hear from you. And until next time, I've been Duuz-Diz-Din. Remember to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.